If you're looking to book coaching clients and you don't want to dance in TikToks and you don't want to have to post all the time on social media, I want to invite you to join my email list at HaileyRowe.com because I'm going to be announcing a scholarship opportunity for my program, The Inner Circle. This program takes you through how to market your business without needing to be an influencer, but using the timeless principles of sales and marketing and applying it to either LinkedIn, a social media platform of your choice, or locally in your community, or through collaborations and partnerships. We do not do a cookie cutter, one size fits all approach for everyone. We tailor your business protocol to you. It's a combination of private coaching and small group coaching. And the scholarship opportunity is going to allow you to join at a special rate and be able to get some bonuses. I'm going to be sharing how you can apply, and it's all going to be through my email list. So be sure to join HaileyRowe.com. You can sign up for my freebie on the homepage, but that will also get you on my email list. And I'll talk to you soon. Today, I am live with a special guest and actually one of my clients, Sarah Haas. And she is a women's weight release and body love coach. And I wanted to bring her on the show today because I work with a variety of clients. Some are beginners, some are a little more advanced. And Sarah is somebody who's been in the field for a long time and wanted to clean up some of her marketing materials. And we work together privately to do that and prepare her email funnels for ads. And so, Sarah, we're going to get into the show. But before we do that, you're listening to the Health Coach Nation podcast. I'm your host, Hailey Rowe, marketing and sales coach and strategist. And on this show, we talk about marketing, sales, time management, and mindset. And today we're going to cover a little bit of those with Sarah because she's somebody actually in the field doing the things, and she might be an inspiration for you. So, Sarah, tell me, first of all, how did you even become a coach? What made you want to get into this?
Yeah, so I was in a completely different field in my past life. I was in graphic design. I was a business owner, so I had a little bit of a feel for that, but a completely different business. And about 15 years ago, my son, who was 5 at the time, was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. And that was scary. That was all the things. So I really had to throw myself into learning about it and understanding how to keep him healthy. It's a very manageable disease, but it's not curable. It's different than type 2. But anyway, I had a lot of education, learning, etc., on how to take care of him and make sure he lives a long, healthy life. And in doing that, I learned a lot about myself, about how to keep really everything that applied to him. Having diabetes was really just common sense, simple, practical things that you need to be doing every day for your health. And I started getting healthier. I started releasing a little bit of weight. My kids started eating vegetables. We were cutting out Kool-Aid. That was back in the day of Kool-Aid, High C Punch, all of that. And my friends who were moms started asking me, like, what are you doing? What do you guys drink? How are you getting them to eat healthy? Like, how are you losing weight? And I started recognizing a need for it. And I was pretty active at the time. I was teaching fitness classes and doing personal training, but this was kind of the next level of who I was meant to be and what I was meant to do. And so I decided to launch a health coaching business. I felt like this was my calling, and I had a really simple, practical way of doing things because I saw a lot of women doing these hardcore diets and losing a bunch of weight, but then gaining it back because it just wasn't sustainable. And I realized I'm onto something here. I really have something that works that's not overwhelming and super restrictive. And that's what brought me into this business. And 20-ish years later, here I am.
Amazing. Yeah. So you were not a beginner when we first met. You had been coaching for a while. But tell me, even, before we started working together, I'm sure that you have worked with other mentors and gotten programs and things like that. So what made you realize that that was something you wanted to do, or like, maybe just walk us through your thought process for like, why are you somebody who has gotten mentors or gotten coaches or things like that in the past?
Yeah, well, in the beginning, I was trying to do it on my own. I'm not making money yet. I'm thinking, okay, you don't have money to spend. You just need to do this on your own and start going. And this was way back before Zoom and COVID and all this. This was about 10 years ago. And so I started just doing local workshops for free and offering a free consultation. And people would come in for the consultation and I would sign up clients. And that was going well. It was a lot of my time, though, to find the workshops or create them myself or find a business that would host me, and then preparing it and delivering it. And there's only so many you can physically do. And I was not getting to the level of my business that I wanted. And then I was diagnosed with breast cancer right before COVID happened.
Oh my
and
gosh.
yeah, so that was a huge kink in the plan, to say the least. And so I had about a 2-year period of chemotherapy and surgeries and radiation and all that kind of thing. And during that time, COVID happened and everything started shifting to more of an online platform. So when I started slowly getting back into it after I got healthy, which I have been 6 years cancer free now, I
Yay. Congrats.
yeah, I had to make that adjustment. And I decided, all right, I was already kind of capped at my level of doing these local events. And now I've got to figure out how this is going to work on this online space. And there's so much tech that goes into it, and there's so much strategy, and the marketing model has to completely change from just doing these online workshops. So I tried it on my own just briefly, and I realized, okay, I've got to get some guidance with this because I don't know what I'm doing. So I did hire a coach, and she helped me a lot. She helped me figure out how to set up a funnel. So how to create your free gift, and then how to start marketing it, how to do do Facebook toward directing people to come into your world, and how to do networking, and how to collaborate with other creators that were in aligned businesses. And a lot of that was working. I was really able to refine my niche, start getting out there. I was getting private clients. She helped me set up a group coaching program as well, so that I would launch that a few times a year and bring in some income from that, but also start getting private clients. But I sort of hit a wall with that. I sort of got capped out again. And I was not getting the signups for my group coaching courses that I wanted either. And I was putting all this work into the launch, writing all the emails, doing a free challenge, and then launching into the whole marketing and getting people signed up, and then delivering the group coaching course. And I wasn't getting the signups that I felt like I really had to have for that much work that I was putting into it. And two, it wasn't really leading to anything either. So it was kind of a low cost group program that I was putting all this work into, not making a lot of money. And then nothing was coming of it on the back end either. So I just really felt stuck and not really sure what I needed to do to make that more successful. And that's what brought me to you, because I really needed you. I had the funnel in place, but I wanted more of an audit and a look at the structure of it and how to tweak the structure and change it, and then also improve the marketing part of it.
Yeah, totally. So I want to dig into that, but I just want to kind of highlight your story and say that, if you're somebody listening and you are at the stage where you haven't even booked your first clients, or you want to create a group program, or you want to network, these are all things I help clients with in the Inner Circle, which is my small group coaching program. But Sarah came to me and she was already beyond that. So she had all that stuff set up and she wanted to dig deeper into some of the little fine details to help you with your next moves. So tell me a little bit, like, what when we started working together, we did a full audit on several of your landing pages, which is basically, for anybody listening, it's a page where people opt into your email list. And it's a very important page because if you're not capturing their attention, or the button's hard to find, or little things like that, people might not sign up and you might miss your opportunity. And especially if Sarah is somebody who's going to be moving into paying for ads, you want that page to be really good because you don't want to miss your chance when you're spending money on promoting that page. So what were some of the things that you found helpful about the audit? I know also, can you just kind of share like your your low cost challenge that you ran during our coaching together?
Yeah, sure. So as far as the landing pages, so I actually had 3 free gifts out there. So 3 funnels that all kind of led to the same thing. And you and I really took a deep dive into each one and optimizing the landing page, because I think some of the elements that were missing on the page, it had the information, and I think it was doing a pretty good job of speaking to my ideal client and really resonating with that person. And the gift was a good one. I think we didn't really change what the gift was, but some things that were missing on the landing page were more social proof and also speaking to objections. So basically answering the questions that they have or resistance that they have before they even think of it themselves. It's just like this inner dialogue, that things that come up, that when women look at it, women are pretty savvy these days, and we don't want to be on a whole bunch of mailing lists. And we know when we opt into something, we're getting on a mailing list. We're going to be getting emails from this person. And a lot of us we're busy. We have full inboxes. So we're selective. So it's going to really have to zero in on what is our problem. How is this going to help me? Is this the thing that's going to help me? And what's going to hold me back from clicking yes? And so that was very helpful when we really just added some things and tweaked a few things and maybe rearranged it a little bit. And so that was leading into a 5-day metabolism reset challenge. So it was just a little mini 5 days. I can't remember if it was free or if it was super low cost now, because I've done it both ways. Sometimes it's free, sometimes it's like $27 or $17 or something like that.
I think you did a low cost. I think it was like 17 or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. And so basically it was live. I went live with whoever signed up on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I just gave little tips, little things that they could get kind of a quick win, and that would really start them thinking down the path of, okay, what is the next logical step? And then a couple days into the challenge, I started planting seeds of, hey, I have this group coaching course coming up. This will expand on the things that I'm talking about this week in a limited amount of time. We're going to slow down, break it down, and also give you a lot more information and walk with you as you implement it over those 4 weeks.
Yeah. So just to give people the strategy here, you had your regular email freebies that had a normal funnel with that, trying to get people to connect with you. And we actually tweaked it a little bit to be more focused on booking a call with you, so that you could now sell your private coaching and or downsell the group. And then you had your challenge, which was the low cost thing. People would opt in, as you said, they'd get nurtured, they'd get an invite to your group program. You had, I believe, 19 people for that. And then 4 people sign up for your group program, which is super exciting. And so the shift, though, that we made was there were a couple things. We added a couple more emails. And a lot of times people wonder, like, well, how many emails are too many emails? And the answer is there's never too many emails, but just kidding. But you probably need more. Most people lean on the edge of too little as opposed to too much. Obviously, if you're emailing them 3 times a day, then no, that's a big no. But we did add to it. We did address objections deeper. We made sure that you are also one strength that I noticed with you is that you're so strong on video and you're so polished on video, and I can tell how deeply you care about your clients, and like you're just really good at what you do. So we put a little
Thank
more
you.
video flair in there.
Mhm.
And so what about now going forward? What kind of, wins are you having? What are you working on now that you feel more confident working on than before? Tell us a little more about that.
Yeah, well, as you said, in the way that I had it structured, it was a starting with very low cost, leading to a little bit bigger cost, and then upselling to my private coaching. And basically, we've restructured it so that from the freebie, I am encouraging them to do a call. And in that call, I start talking about private coaching. So right off the bat, I'm going for the higher cost package. And if that converts, already I've saved a ton of time and I'm making a ton more money. So instead of trying to get like working so hard to get a few people into that one course, that has made a really big difference. And there was a little bit of a hesitation for me, just the confidence, like, really, are people going to go from a free gift to a full coaching package? But yes, that can happen. And then the way we switched it up is the group coaching is now evergreen instead of live. So that's less work on my part. And the group coaching is my step down offer. If I've already talked to them and they already feel like private coaching for whatever reason is not a fit for me right now, then I offer the Evergreen program, which does have a live component in it. They actually get 2 group coaching sessions during that 4-week program. And also, some people will opt for the bigger private coaching package after they've gotten a little taste. So some people aren't ready right off the bat. They don't know me well enough. They haven't seen how I work well enough. And so for them, the lower cost is there. It's great. Whether that leads to private right away, it's okay, because now they're in my world. Now they're experiencing me. They've gotten to know me, like me, trust me a little bit more. Maybe they're going to hang out for a while on my mailing list. And when they see other offers come up, maybe they'll be more ready to buy at that point.
Yes. Yeah. You have an option for every path and it's very
Yes.
thorough. So what would you say to somebody who's hesitating about getting business support? Because you said it yourself, in the beginning, it was scary because you're investing in something that, is kind of unknown and it's new and you're learning a lot. And so what would you tell someone who's kind of in that fear stage?
Yeah, well, it is scary when you're not really bringing in any money or much money, and you're looking at a coaching package and thinking, oh my God, I don't want to be spending money that I don't have. But what I would say is it is going to save you a ton of time, because figuring out this funnel is not easy. Figuring out who's my target audience, what kind of free gift is going to appeal to them, and then writing the free gift, and then setting up all the tech that goes along with it, and then writing all the emails and figuring out what are their objections going to be, what is going to drive the needle in my direction, and what does the funnel need to look like? Like I said, what am I offering first? Then what's my step down? And mine is pretty robust because I've been doing this for a while and I've had several different coaches. But even if you're just starting out, it can be a much little simpler thing. I started much simpler. This has grown over the years, but you need support to figure that out. So I was spinning my wheels for a few years trying to get this working, and I'm gathering little snippets on YouTube or freebies from coaches and listening to podcasts, and I did get a lot of helpful information, but the coach is what helps you figure it out from A to Z. It gives you the path and in the right order. And also, some things that you find online aren't necessarily going to work for you or work in your niche or whatever. And you're still just picking and choosing and then trying to put it all together. And you'll spend years. I did that. You'll spend years trying to figure it out on your own. And then you'll hire a coach and go, oh my God, why didn't I do this years ago?
Yeah. 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 And I think one of the other things that is interesting is some of my clients struggle with a lot of the strategy stuff. So the stuff we were talking about, what order do I sell these things in, and what are my selling points and all these
What is
things.
the price going to be?
Right. Pricing. Yeah, we definitely talked about pricing because you were undercharging, in
Yeah.
my opinion.
Yes.
And so, but other clients struggle with the mindset piece. And to me, you came in with a very strong mindset, and you already are like, no, I just need guidance on what to be doing. Like, that's what I need. Whereas other clients are like, I have imposter syndrome and I'm overwhelmed. So can you give us some advice? Because it seems that you have this down more than others. What has helped you manage overwhelm? Manage the mindset piece. Like, what would you say to people who are coaches who are like, I'm so overwhelmed with all the tech and all the things, and feeling
Yeah.
stuck in that?
Well, the mindset piece is huge. Imposter syndrome, fear of being seen, fear of going live, fear of going on camera. What if I make a mistake? What if I look stupid? What if I'm, whatever. And a coach really, it's not just about the structure. It's not just about the physical pieces. They can help you uncover, because when you're a coach, you're going to see that over and over again. All the coaches I've ever worked with, when they sense a piece that I'm not comfortable with or that comes up where, like you said, I'm underselling my worth. I have 10 plus of experience. I have a great program. I have tons of experience working with clients one-on-one. I was undercharging, and that was part of my own mindset piece. So all these things, when you start your own business, these are going to come up and they can really, really hold you back. And when you have a coach who understands what these roadblocks are going to be and who can help you unravel and unwind and sort of show you what's actually true, because we're all so super critical and we're scared. It's scary to put yourself out there. It's scary to start something new. It's scary to do something that you don't know if you're good at it yet. But the coach can really talk with you and work with you through those things a lot faster, because you could stay stuck in that for years, or it could even keep you from launching. It could keep you from taking the next step. It could keep you from charging what you're really worth. And coaching, I do that all the time in my business, in the wellness business, the weight loss. Mindset is a huge piece of any big thing that you want to do in life. And anytime you can find a coach or a mentor that understands that and knows how to walk you through it, you're going to come through the other side and be able to up level.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're somebody who, has been a single mom. You work your own business. You overcame breast cancer. So there's a lot of opportunities where you could have said, this is too hard, I'm throwing in the towel, or made excuses that are kind of valid. So
Mhm.
how did you not let that take you off course? Like what was that guiding force for you that has led you to keep going?
Well, first of all, I love what I do. I love it. I love the flexibility also of having my own business. It's been over 20 years. It's been over 30 years. Eek, I'm aging myself since I've had a quote real job and been stuck with a 9 to 5. And the thought of going back to that, even though I would have a steady income and maybe health insurance and all those great things, I just love what I do. I know I'm good at it. I know I've helped so many women, and I know I'm super passionate about it, and that this is my calling. This is what I'm meant to do. And I remember a quote from Marie Forleo, who I love to follow and listen to her. And something that she says all the time is everything is figure outable. So I'm looking at what's not working and thinking, is it me that's not working? No. I know what I'm good at. I know that women get results when they work with me, but marketing doesn't come naturally to most people who haven't been trained in it. And she was always like, okay, look what you're good at and what's maybe not your strength. Maybe tech isn't your strength. Maybe marketing isn't your strength. And then find the piece that's missing and get that fixed. It's always figure outable if you really want it. And I am somebody who is persistent. If I want something, I will keep going until I get it. And there has been times when I'm like, oh my God, I can't do this anymore. Nothing is working. I'm so stressed. I'm so tired. And I just have to keep coming back to the reason that I wanted to start this business in the first place, and basically showing myself little truths about who I am and what I know I'm capable of. And then that's why I came to you, because I was like, okay, I know I have a lot working. I know this is a great thing. Something's missing, something's off. And I just need to find the right person who has the knowledge to make this figure outable.
Yes, I love that quote. And I think that entrepreneurs who succeed are the people who believe in themselves to say, I figure things out. I just figure it out. I channel my focus towards, I'm just going to keep doing this until it works. Right. So, one of the things now that you're working on is probably going to be doing ads soon, which is super exciting. But is there anything
Mhm.
else that you are excited about or you're working on lately? I know you also spoke at a conference recently. So just tell us like what you're up to, what you're excited about, what you're working on, all that.
Yeah. Well, like you said, I went to a conference in Boston and spoke in person, which is the first in person anything that I've done since COVID. And that was really fun and really exciting. And the other thing that I love is collaborating with other women, and just putting yourself out there helps you meet other people. I have a podcast, so when I find another coach or someone else who's in an aligned business, we do a podcast swap. So that gets me in front of their audience, and then they get in front of my audience. Um, I try to make connections as much as I can. And it helps me, for one thing, not feel as isolated and lonely, because owning your own business and working from home can sometimes feel lonely. And it's also inspirational to meet other women who have succeeded in a type of business that you're trying to succeed. And I love coming together and like creating a master class together, or I have a summit coming up in September. It's called the Nourished Woman Experience: Feed Your Body, Mind, and Spirit. And so I have 24 women coming together, all in all kinds of different fields. There's mindset coaches, there's manifestation coaches, there's people who help you regulate your nervous system, balance your hormones. I'm doing a talk on shifting your mindset around the old dieting paradigm and on emotional eating. And so that is so exciting because I've been in the process of recording all the interviews right now. And it's just wonderful to hear all these amazing women and what their stories are and what they're doing. And every single one of them that I listen to, I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to buy her book. Oh my gosh, I'm definitely going to subscribe to her. And it leads to other things down the road that are super helpful. And the other thing I'm really excited about is I have basically tripled the price that I'm charging for my private coaching.
Woohoo.
And yeah, and your point was, you know what? You're working so hard to get clients. It's going to take you 3 clients, 3 yeses to equal what you could get for one. So a lot less work for the same amount of money and potentially a lot more money. So I'm really excited about starting the Facebook ad or the social media advertising and really driving people to me. And I'm feeling really confident about what I'm charging. And those are a lot. I have a lot of good things that I'm excited about.
Yeah. Oh my
Look forward
gosh.
to,
How
and
cool.
it really invigorates you. It sends in a fresh energy to help keep you moving forward and not giving up and not getting burned out.
Totally. Yeah. Well, we want to share that summit link when the podcast goes out. So feel free to send me that. That's amazing. So,
Yes.
where can people connect with you, find you, all the good stuff if they want to check out some of your work? I can say firsthand, I've seen the back end of your work. I've seen you coaching clients on video calls or, some of your resources, and they are so solid. They're not generic. They're super helpful for the specific type of woman you help. So how can people get all the goods?
So you can find me everywhere at Sarah Haas Wellness. That's my website. That's my social media handle across the board. I also have a YouTube channel. And I have, as we've talked about, several free gifts that are incredible. I have an emotional eating toolkit that's a little video series that comes with a journal and a Nourish Me menu. So if you're an emotional eater, that's an awesome thing. I have a Rev Up Your Metabolism guide because I work a lot with women who are in midlife who have all these changing hormones and they're frustrated and wanting to boost that up. And then I have a guide to break up with sugar. I have a healthy lunch guide so people can learn how to meal prep and eat healthy lunches. So you can find all that on my website, sarahhaaswellness.com.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for being here. Check out her gifts. I love the emotional eating one. Personally, I think that one's really awesome. And we'll talk to you soon. Thanks so much for listening.